In other words, this is going to be good.
That's what she said.
Don't wait.
Don't tell me what to do, lady.
Mark your calendar.
Ooh, there you go again.
Stay cool. This is a Thor News presentation. Hit the button, baby. Thor News presents...
Remember, never look directly at the sun during an eclipse or any time.
I got blood moon fever. It's driving me crazy. I've got blood moon fever. It's driving me crazy. In newsy type news, on March 20th, we will have a total eclipse of the heart and of the sun. In bad newsy news, the average lower and middle class American will not be able to see it.
That's why amateur astronomers like me are traveling to the March 20th eclipse in the Faroe Islands, far out in the North Sea, hundreds of miles from Iceland, Norway, and the UK.
Amateur astronomers like me? What do you mean, man? I just checked out plane tickets to Faroe Islands, and at first the best I could find was $7,000 for round-trip ticket, just for the plane ticket. I kept searching and searching and searching, to be fair, because I was like, hey, I want to see this total eclipse of the sun and heart too, and the best I could find was about $4,000 for just the plane ticket. And the Faroe Islands are a very tiny island in a monarchy. It seems to be very, 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 very expensive. So, like, spending 15 grand to go see a solar eclipse is nice and all, but, I mean, really, Jane, most amateur astronomers I know don't even have a $4,000 telescope, let alone spend that on a plane ticket. What are you, a billionaire?
Hello and welcome. I'm Jane Houston Jones from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're an amateur astronomer from NASA, and I love the way you put that, by the way. And you work for the Jack Parsons lab. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going out there to Faroe Islands, probably even on a company jet, probably getting to stay in the King's guest suites. I hear working for NASA has a lot of perks, and the pay grade is always excellent. But for us normal people, the ones who pay for you guys to go to the Faroe Islands, we won't be able to see this eclipse that falls in between the blood moons. So take that for what it is, man.
Total eclipses of the sun have puzzled and amazed observers since ancient times.
Not anymore, though. Ever since we got that Hubble telescope, science has figured out everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything except for the little details that we need to spend billions of dollars studying. Like, how did the universe form? Even if it's something we can never figure out, that's not going to stop science from spending $1 trillion trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? They're resilient like that.
An eclipse occurs when one celestial body appears to partially or totally block the light from another celestial object, as seen from a specific location. Solar eclipses can only occur during the new moon, when the moon is between the Earth and the Sun, and the Earth, Moon, and Sun form a straight line.
Yeah, and this is going to be a special supermoon, new moon, solar eclipse. So, I expect things to get weirder on Earth,
There are 4 kinds of solar eclipses.
Let me guess. Pistachio, clitoris, Malamute, and all-encompassingly.
Total, partial, annular, and hybrid.
Dang, I got that wrong. I hate getting stuff wrong. Do you forgive me, Jane?
A total solar eclipse, like the one this month and the one visible in parts of the U.S. in 2017, can only be seen from within a narrow track called the path of totality.
Wow, the path of totality. That sounds totally cool, man.
Called the path of totality, where the moon completely blocks our view of the sun's disk.
Well then, I guess I'll start getting excited for the Total eclipse of the heart in 2017. That is cool.
The cone-shaped shadow of the moon becomes narrower as it extends towards Earth.
You know, I doubt the Saturday Night Live series would have been as popular if instead of the cone heads, it was the cone head shape of the moon shadow heads. That joke was dumb. For that, I apologize. And I regret you'll never get this 12 seconds back in your life.
Therefore, the path of totality is narrow, typically 10,000 miles long, but only about 100 miles wide. The only total solar eclipses visible in the U.S. in the last 40 years were in 1979, visible in the northwest part of the country, and 1991, visible in Hawaii.
Hey, Jane, you know how Jack Parsons founded the Jet Propulsion Lab and was Aleister Crowley's right-hand man, and they were in the occult and stuff? Are you Jet Propulsion Lab people going to do any special occultist-type rituals during the eclipse? Does this Total Solar Eclipse have any special meaning in Jack Parsons Lab occult history? You know, I'm just curious, you know. I know it's secret society stuff, so you're probably not allowed to tell me. So you can just email me. I won't tell nobody, Jane. I don't kiss and tell, Jane.
The Babylonians and ancient Chinese were able to predict solar eclipses as early as 2500 BC.
It's funny you mentioned Babylon, Jane, because the Babylon working was a series of magic ceremonies or rituals performed from January to March 1946 by author, pioneer, rocket fuel scientist, and JPL founder and occultist Jack Parsons, along with Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. The ritual was designed to manifest an individual incarnation of the archetypal divine feminine called Babylon. Apparently they thought there was a lot of energy in sex magic. Do you think there's a lot of energy in sex magic, Jane? A brief text entitled The Book of Babylon, or Liber 49, was written by Jack Parsons as a transmission from the goddess or force called Babylon, received by him during the Babylon working. Parsons claimed that Liber 49 constituted a fourth chapter of Aleister Crowley's Liber al Vel Legis, the Book of Law, the holy text of the Thelema, also known as another book of the Satanic Bible, man. So is there any chance you Jack Parsons Lab, aka Jet Propulsion Lab people, are going to be doing sacred sex magic rituals? I'm pretty vanilla. I don't enjoy it when other guys are in the room when I'm having sex, but that's probably too much information.
But it wasn't until 1605 that astronomer Johannes Kepler made a scientific observation of a total solar eclipse.
Wait, weren't those Aztecians figuring out total solar eclipses to use and subvert the people like magic, just like in Apocalypto, or is that bullshit? Oh, I guess it's a movie. Movies are bullshit, right?
More than a century later, Edmund Halley predicted the timing and path of a total solar eclipse that took place on May 3rd, 1715.
Wait, are you saying so eclipses lead to comets? No, that's stupid.
The best place to find out about all eclipses and where they are visible is at eclipse.gsfc.nasa.gov.
When you use terms like best, it's pretty subjective. And I understand you're being a homer here. And that site's probably pretty good. I'll link to it and stuff, but it's probably just a good site. I don't know if it's the best. I'll double check, and I'll check back with people.
Learn more about where you can see the August 2017 eclipse in the U.S. at eclipse2017.org.
I got big feelings about the year 2017, and I've had those feelings since 1999. So yeah, I'll start making plans for 2017, and if Earth accepts my 100-year Earth truce, we should have a huge party. So we should definitely have a party for that eclipse, people. Astonishers Party 2017. Pencil it in on your calendar.
And you can learn about all of NASA's missions at www.nasa.gov.
Sweet. I should combine the Freedom of Information Act with the NASA.gov website. See if I can learn all about NASA's missions. Maybe I can get Dutch Sense to help me and you do that process correctly. Because he's a smart guy. And he did that with HAARP, and amazing things happened. All right. Although you guys would probably stick me with the bill. You know, you guys are real funny about money.
That's all for this month. I'm Jane Houston Jones.
That's it? This eclipse is the only thing going on in astronomy this month? Okay. Well, it was great talking to you, Jane. I'd ask you for a hug, but terms like that are extremely offensive nowadays, so I won't. But you can email me, Jane. Okay, thanks. So what have we learned in this Thor News program? We learned that on March 20th there will be a total solar eclipse, and that the best place to see it is the Faroe Islands, which is great if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, or you work for Jack Parsons' lab, aka the Jet Propulsion Lab. And we've learned that the JPL people who are going to Faroe may or may not be doing ritual occultist sex magic. Somebody else will have to dig deeper in that story, because I think they're a secret society and they don't talk about that type of stuff because people would think they're weirdos. And I will say now, having learned that NASA and the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab were partially founded by Nazis and Satanists, I would say that knowing those two groups deal in deception, it's probably not always best to trust them 100%. Now, if you can come up with some documentation that shows me that 97% of scientists agree with Satanists and Nazis, well, okay, God bless everybody. You guys have a great day. In a metaphorical sense, the moon is cock blocking the sun. That is awesome. You know what? So few people today know how to be a good wingman. Everybody thinks they're a good wingman, but they're not. Okay, I'm a good wingman. Oh, unrelated sidebar. I haven't taken a vacation since the 90s. Maybe I should be an amateur astronomer.